All right, traders, aloha. Welcome to London Calling. Holy cow, London Calling. Unbelievable, folks. What is going on? Talk about blindsiding the whole world. Um, if you're not sure what's going on, everybody, it's pretty much official now, right? They made it official at 2 o'clock that UK will be leaving the EU. And congratulations to Michael K. You know, it made it really a lot of sense to do what Michael did. Let's go back and look. What was it, the pound dollar, Michael, that you did? He took one lot, I believe, and went short. And see, the thing is, even if the UK would have stayed, it was already kind of priced in. I wouldn't say a lot. That's not a daily. Let's go to a daily. It was already kind of priced in, sort of. A lot more priced in than a leave was. So if you were going to take a gamble, um, you know, the odds of the risk to reward was way better. And things are moving really slow on my end, folks. So hopefully we won't have any problems. But I've been having some serious. I don't know if it's just because of the big board moving. Never seen it move this fast before this time of day and so long, or what. But maybe I'll just have to close some more windows. See if that helps. Yeah, pretty wild stuff. So what next? Take it really slow, folks. That's what's next for sure. Let me just close this. I guess that might help. Um, Watch the flows closely. Watch the volumes. And we see right now with ES is coming off of 2000. That's right, 2000, 100-point move since it all started. I think the word got out. What was it, about just after, right around 5, right on the crossover, and or I guess right after the close of the crossover, yeah. And wow, that was it. Pulled the plug from 2120 all the way to 2000. What a trade. So what now? I mean, is this thing going to bounce or what? I mean, we have the entire universe trapped here, and I'm showing ESs now because I believe the DAX futures were halted. Is that right? Somebody tell me. DAX futures may have been halted, but I could be wrong though. I just wasn't getting prints earlier, but I was only looking at one place. Oh, limit down. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I saw the ES is. That's what that was, huh? That was the protector coming in. Good, 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 Ian. I didn't think about that. Thank you, Ian. And welcome everybody who is here. Ian, William, Khalid, Robert, Simon. We have a very large house today. This is probably the most amount we've had in at this time. And this is where they put the circuit breaker came in right at 2000. And now the PPT. So we've had a little bit of volume come in, and now it's going to be up to, is this value going to get caught? I don't know if that means 2000, that's it. It's not going to go below there today. But when North America opens, there's going to be a lot of traders trapped. That is for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, somebody's stepping in right now, and if we lose 2000, then we'll know that it's not them. But if we hold it, especially through North America, for some reason, if we manage to get up in here, I really would have to wonder, Really would have to wonder. But we got a long way to go, a long way to Tipperary. Let's look at some other crazy stuff, and we'll go through all the futures as well. Um, Take a look at gold. Look at this. I think my father's probably pretty angry with me that he didn't buy his gold stocks a couple weeks ago, but it was like going to Vegas, though, right? And gold now above 1,300, folks. This is everything. This is everything. 1,300 was super key level, and bye-bye. Above it. And we may come back and retest it. Now we're only at 13 and a quarter, but the fact we are above it, and if we can hold it, that would really set us up for potential follow-through to 1,400. Because let's be honest, the markets in here sideways really weren't sure what was next, with all this referendum and whatnot, and Fed potentially raising rates. And now the word on the street is the Fed won't be able to do anything until potentially September 2017. I know that's kind of probably hype, but this is serious implications. And which financial institutions are in trouble? That's what I want to know. Somebody's got to be caught in the cookie jar. Somebody was probably leaning. I know China was buying pound like crazy from what I was reading. And I'm trying to look at 5 things at once here, folks. So do forgive any misspeaking or anything like that. Yeah, FTSE I saw down a heap. Neil Esch says, is that right? 700 down? Michael, you're hilarious. Okay, so now we see flight to safety 10-year ripping higher. Of course, that's no sign of rates higher anytime soon, right? Wow, this really reshuffles the deck, folks. Wouldn't you say? Serious reshuffling of the deck. So go to bigger time and take your time, right? Take your time. This is a ginormous move in the 10-year. 10-year doesn't, is stable. Doesn't do this type of stuff. You won't be able to find a daily move like this. Maybe financial crisis you'll have to go back to. You won't see it here. And that's where we see. Now let's go to the pound futures, which we should be at already by now. And Blake on the airplane, that was hilarious. I'm saying he was landing in Kauai, which is just a rock throw from here when you think of the big picture. And he was saying, buckle up, and he wasn't meaning himself. He was meaning everybody else, buckle up, who's trading. And I really hope none of y'all got caught because, or if you did, you didn't do it with any real ammo. I remember being involved with Swissy, short and long, luckily, excuse me, when they pulled the plug on the peg. But it wasn't. I didn't have a lot, so it wasn't. The world wasn't going to end. If you have a decent size account, you got to imagine there's going to be hits every now and then. Crazy hits, right? Wow. And we see the futures have come back quite nicely in the past hour and a half, 2 hours, off of that 132, 133 area, 132 half. How low do we get? 132. Do we print 44? Is that right? 46, I think, was the lowest we printed. That's some crazy stuff there. Let's see if my Pro's working back now. And you look at May have to reboot this bad boy. That's what I'm going to do. It's not happy. It's frozen. Yeah, I know you're not feeling good. Oh, sorry to hear that, Neelesh. Well, hopefully it was a very small amount, right? Carlos, welcome. Aloha. He says, problem with equities is that crash begins near all-time highs, completely different from past limit down. Yeah, everything's changed, and I think that's really important. That's a really great comment. Everything has changed, and this could be an inflection point, a la the beginning, right, Carlos? So be careful trying to rush in. And I know Michael K. between being funny. He says just double down long. What could go wrong? I mean, you got to figure institutions are going to come in and protect themselves at some point. But maybe, some of the bigger dogs are looking to squish some of the small fries on the wrong side of the trade, right? I'm shocked. I don't know about you all. I mean, no, I did not, Stan. I know better now. I don't get involved with these types of things anymore, but I hope you're okay yourself. And Simon says, welcome, Simon, saying that DAX is now moving and we have 91.75. We were just at 10,100 awesome key level just yesterday. Wow. Kelly nailed it. The most important inflection idea is the fact now that central banks are going to be on their back foot big time and saying, when is QE4 coming? Well, we know one thing for sure. There's not going to be any rate hikes this year, right? That would be crazy to think that. Michael. Which institutions are in trouble, though? I heard something about HSBC. All right, let's see if we can get the futures up now. I got some internet working a little better now. I have the worst sore throat right now. I'm sorry, folks. All right, I'm not looking to do anything, to be honest with you. If I was gonna stay up all night tonight, I still would not be doing anything because it is 8:43 Hawaiian time, PM, and you can only imagine what Blake's up to. 8:43 Hawaiian time. All right. And Azia wants to know if anybody's scalping. If so, what they're looking at. We're going to pull up the DAX here as soon as I can get it to come up. We're going to get the futures up here momentarily. I see crude really got pinched. Crude and gold were almost exactly inverse. Did you notice that? Anybody notice that? I think they were both exactly. Gold was up 6% and crude was down 6% last I checked. It's going to be crazy, the open. If we have a really big down day in North America, pray for Monday. That's all I can say. Monday could be just layer upon layer of selling. And look at the crude. And I was just complaining about how much I saw the price of gas up here on Oahu. This is probably going to help now, right? We're back below 50. Um, it really looked like it was bulling back up once we did start pressuring 50 again after that move close to 45 into this support area in here. But now the deck has all changed. Alex in Australia, what's up, my friend? Great to see you. Yeah, that's right. Michael says the door is awfully freaking small. Yeah, and what he means by that is when you look at the, just for example, look at the ESs. Oops, that's gold. Don't want that. Look at the ESs. You got to figure, we look at a weekly, and we've got traders all the way back to March trapped. You got to go all the way back to March to get back to this 2000 level. And then it's going to be really, the fuel on the fire is going to be this bigger volume down in here, this 1950 to 1800 area. We have some huge volume in there. Will these traders defend? And if this area gets breached, I'll be watching the midpoint very closely around 1875. If this gets breached, that's a whole nother dealio in itself, right? You know, then we take out serious monthly levels at 1800. So this is what you're going to have to do now, really, is look at the big picture and see how the big levels are handled. The 1950 to 1970 area, and then, you know, who knows, 1850 to 1800 could be next. This is definitely an inflection point as far as in history, right? Alone. So, and like Michael was saying is, you know, it's not, or was it Michael? Who was it? One of you all was saying that with markets at highs, you know, this could be just the beginning, right? Okie Finoki, let's see if we can get DAX futures up as I've been trying to do. I think we should be all right. Where is it? I don't even see it on my list, but let's go to the FTSE. How about that? We don't look at the FTSE much, but maybe today will be the day. And really good question from Egon. Did I say that right? Egon. And aloha, welcome. Boy, question moving fast now. And if I missed one of your comments, please retype it. Egon's asking, would U.S. stocks be considered a safe haven? Well, right now the dollar surely is, right? Dollar is screaming higher. And if you know, I had it up before, let me pull it up again. We've cleared all the highs, and pullbacks into those ranges now will be very viable. And I'll get that up again momentarily. Been having some serious internet issues. I don't know if it's just because the trading platform's moving at a pace that we've never really seen this time of day. And big board's just all over the place. It's awesome. And we'll look at all the pairs and everything here in a minute. And welcome all you traders I haven't seen before. Aloha. Pretty amazing stuff, isn't it? All right, where did I leave off here? Holy cow. And Robert said he took 2 scalps at DAX short right on the open, um, but out now because it's just moving sideways. You mean when they first opened it back up after um, the limit down? I can't get it up. We'll look at the cash here in another spot. For some reason, it's not coming up at my usual place. Femi Solis says, just look at the cable crosses, pound Aussie. Um, be very careful, though. These things have serious air pockets, right? Serious air pockets. Wow, this is nuts, huh? Let me go down in time a little bit more. This looks like it topped out right around 30. This is where fib comes into play nicely. Fibbing and playing whole numbers as well. Tens theory, right? And I must say, I'm definitely frazzled, folks. I don't know about you all, but this is some crazy stuff. Make sure I have the right tool here. No, that's not what I want. This Desktop Pro's been really acting up, so if you're having trouble with it as well, understandably. There we go. So we touched 38% perfectly. A lot of times what happens now is you get plays, what they call plays between the fibs, where price action, traders will be, especially scalpers and day traders will be happy just working between fib levels. Say we come down, we've tested 38, we come back maybe to 23, they come back and buy it, maybe move it up to 50, back to 38, up to 618, and then crush the whole thing. Something like that, you know. I mean, a lot of times you'll see, I've noticed back testing plays like that, but also whole numbers and halves will be playable as well. Like we saw how 156 half didn't even get tested, and you know the way to play whole numbers and halves is very tight. You know. All right, very interesting. Let's take a look at pound New Zealand. Yeah, you're not going to see this too much, so I wouldn't put a whole lot of weight into these types of, a lot of thought into these types of price action. It's amazing, isn't it? What is this from? This is extensions from before. I'm going to remove it though. See 38 as well, very close to 38. Pound New Zealand. All right, we're going to be opening very soon DAX, and I'm just going to go to cash because it's really all I can get up right now. Yeah, Euro amazing too, taking it on the chin. This is where Euro could easily go back to parity now, folks. I'm going to be selling rips for sure. Just not today, you know, not today. Let the smoke just settle a little bit more. I mean, if I was going to stay up all night, yeah, sure. I'd probably want to be involved. Um, and where was my dollar? Dollar, 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 dollar. Wow. DAX closed yesterday at 10,257. And where are we going to open today? 91? 70 something? Is that where we're at now? 92 maybe? What's the, I don't have my futures aren't coming in for some reason. And I don't want to dig it out right now. Any thoughts? What are you guys thinking? I know you guys are typing away, but it's amazing, isn't it? It's so historic. I couldn't believe it, you know. I really kind of wrote it off and really didn't watch the price action from at all until, I don't know, a couple hours ago. And I was just, whoa, this is heavy. And anybody haven't said hi yet to Edge? Aloha, friend. And Neelesh says, was it Blake or Paul saying that this market sell-off will give a fuel for a new high, but not too much before a real sell-off? I don't know. All bets are off now. I don't know if this was probably before this went down, right? Ahmad, aloha, friend. No, this is all new. This is inflection points now that everything's changed. Um, I don't think we stabilize from here just yet, right? All right, so we're about 3 minutes away from DAX. I'm going to have a 1 minute ready to go when we get our first prints, and we'll see. I mean, we could see momentum lower for 100 or 200 points for that first 30-minute trade we've been looking at. You know, it really will be hard for anybody to get traction at this open, right? It's really going to be hard, I would think. I mean, sure, this is what you call a, it's really going to be hard to play on the short side as well, because this is definitely uh, this is definitely the type of gap that's just very large. That's just very hard to play right out of the box. I remember when we used to trade stocks at the open, anything that was, you know, more than 10% we wouldn't touch for the most part, at least until it settled down in either direction. All right, 2 minutes to go. Get ready, folks. Crazy, yeah. I'm floored. That's all I can say. Let's see what some of the blurbs are. Goldman Sachs expects Bank of England to cut 25 basis points in August. Anybody see that? German press report G7 to hold telephone conference around noon. I imagine that's noon at the close of the European markets, right? Noon North American time. Cameron to make a statement at 8 a.m. London time. Aren't we past that already? Didn't he already speak? And of course, the official declaration has been made. Abe says markets must be stabilized. The yen is really knifing higher as the dollar yen now testing key 100 level. All right, ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. DAX, time to go. Down a grando, that's all. Unbelievable. 9%. ESs have recovered from 2000 now, from 2014. All right, here we go. First prints come in at 92.65. Wow, look at how it's jumping around, folks. Take it slow. Take it very slowly. We'll see how they handle 9,300 as we're moving towards it, and see if this see if any of these rips get sold. So far, pretty calm. Not much action if I'm getting proper prints here. All right, there we go. Boom. This is why you got to take it slow. 92.48. All right, we lose 9,200, then the ball could really start to roll. It's all about 92.50. We're right there. I'm not interested in making any calls at this point. I want to wait to see that first 5-minute candle print, and there's a really good chance that we'll get follow through on that first 5-minute candle. The cable is definitely stabilized for now. It's all about 136. We're right on it, folks. I've got 136.30 printing. We lose that, more to come. Almost looked like that was like a tick chart. We've only had 2 minutes. All right, I want to just stay in this 5-minute, and we'll see how this candle prints out. It's just a tug of war right now at 92.50. I'm kind of surprised there's not more movement. And you guys have just all of a sudden gotten seriously quiet, or I'm not getting any. Oh, we're frozen. Gosh, dog it. How about now? Do you have my screen now? Should be some. Okay, all right, good. Very sorry, everybody. I have no idea what happened. It's been one of those nights already. All right, let's get our DAX back up. It's been wild too, so hopefully you haven't done anything yet, as DAX seems to be trying to carve its way back higher. If anything, I guess you could have taken it long off of that 92.5, but I wouldn't have done that. So here we go, 9,300. Is this going to be the whole number to short? Or are they going to rip through here? So far it's holding. And welcome traders. Very sorry about the technical glitches. All kinds of fun's going on today. Annie in the house from Canada. Yeah, crazy night. There's a lot of people awake. I mean, just absolutely wild night, without a doubt. And just looking at some of these news blurbs is just really cool stuff. It's not helping you at all, huh, this screen? It's too small. What do you want, a laptop, William? I'm just really just watching the prints because I wasn't able to get futures up for some reason. We are, this is right though, right? 93.15. We'll go look at the pound. How about that? It's night. A lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. All right, so far with the pound, we have this little 5-minute trend starting to form, um, and this is do or die zone right in here. 137, we're right on it. We had this little bit of volume come in, and that top of that candle is right at 137. Let's put a line in there. And I guess we should probably put a line at the bottom of these two candles. And that's going to be the range to watch. Probably very playable in there, I would think. And John is trading Bund. Welcome, John. Aloha. Yeah, guy saying the DAX eventually will be a short somewhere. I'm thinking the open of, we may grind up into the open of North America, and that might be this place to hit it, right? Anybody having trouble? If you lose volume, come on back in. I know some traders have been, but it seems like right now volume's okay. Wild, huh? Really wild stuff. Let's take a look at some pairs. And we'll take a look at the euro first as well. Yeah, when some of these extended moves are very difficult to play without a doubt. Guy says not touching it today. He's going to go into the park and enjoy some spirits, right? And look at euro trying to get some footing as well. A little bit of volume coming in this futures, but capped at 111 and a quarter. And now that we're above this little area in here, this could become support. So this is your box for now. On this 5-minute, we break above 1133 higher and below 110.70 lower, and between 110.70 and 111.30. You got 60 pips in there to play with if you have to do something, but make sure you don't reach. You're selling rips and you're buying dips. Video's lagging. There's been some serious. It's the fact that I'm laying this trading platform in the Citrix with this much volume going through it. It's overloading the system big time. With the voiceover and whatnot. Usually I have no problem at all, but I'll just go a little slower. How about Gareth? Is that all right? I didn't say I don't see any more upside, but this is where it's capped. This is where your low risk short is. So if it breaks through, 111 and a quarter, then you'll know that, hey, they could easily run this for a measurement, an extension, who knows what, maybe all the way up into 112 and a quarter before it even slows down. This is a 5-minute chart. Let's go to a 30-minute and we can fib it out, right? So I think the best thing to do, if you have to play because you just feel like you got to be part of this day, is, see how the fibs are handled. You see how 38% area is deflecting so far, and this 23% is trying to become support. Pretty close to our box that we have defined. Let's see what CAD's doing with crude taking it on the chin, right? Norwegian krone should be down a bunch as well. Is everybody doing okay with sound and video now? How we doing? Check, check, 1, 2. And again, very sorry about the troubles earlier. Alex says all good. All right, good stuff. All right, we see the CAD heading down to the bottom of the range, 76, and defending for now. But again, the damage has been done here as well. Looks like 78 would be a place to sell this. It's like a dollar CAD up at 130. Who's been long this thing? There we go. You know, when you look at the daily of the dollar CAD, it made sense to try to be long at the bottom of this triangle in here, but this sideways action, especially once it broke back below 130, was favoring lower. And you can see where it was stopped on a dime here on this double top. And double tops tend to work when you have highs above them in the near proximity. So all about 130, 130 half zone. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know about you all, but I'm in shock. And Swiss National Bank confirms FX intervention, of course. Let's go take a look at the dollar Swissy. It's a given that they're going to come in and defend. Swissy, though, looked like it was doing well. Yeah, Swissy was definitely taking it as well. We are getting some data tonight, is not too much. Who cares about that stuff, right? Well, you think this would make them happy. Swissy lower, right? And Robert says, Bloomberg reporting that Swiss National Bank is intervening. Well, I'm sure they're worried about flight to safety. I'm kind of surprised, but again, they are tied in with that euro area. Crazy we can't have Blake on in the morning. Boy, I'd love to hear what he had to say, but we'll hear it soon enough. Check out this, folks. This is the craziest chart of the whole dealio, if you ask me. And we should go take a look at the DAX. I purposely avoided looking at it because it was just, the way they were whipping it around so much. Yeah, Blake is in Kauai. He just landed not that long ago, right? I saw a picture of him coming in. It looked like close to sunset, which, being it's only 9:15 here, Hawaiian time, it wasn't that long ago when he landed. He may be listening for all we know. Is Blake in? Hopefully his wife probably wouldn't let him. They're on vacation. Besides, if he was here, he'd be coming in saying hi to y'all. He's not that type. Sneaky guys. But if I was his wife, I mean, I'm sure he made an agreement he wasn't going to deal with it once they got on the plane. I mean, the man works to the bone, so. All right, this is what I wanted to show you all. Kaboom! Remember how we said we had these lines? I haven't done any work at all as far as chart work or any of that stuff goes. But remember how we talked about if 95 got taken out, we have a really good chance to 100, and sure enough, 618, bam. I wouldn't have wanted to short it there, but they're not playing around. And this, of course, this wick represents one thing. Swiss National Bank, Bank of Japan, whoever, putting the stop. There's the big volume. So it's really easy. You know, you just box this candle out. Boom, boom. And that's where the play is. The fact that we lost the midpoint, and I include the wick because, you know, you really don't know where exactly in this candle the volume came in. It may have been at the very top. I really firmly believe wicks need to be included. Cameron speaking now, says Michael K. French GDP plus 0.6% for anybody who's interested. What's Cameron saying? That's what I want to hear. What's ES is doing? Incredible moves, huh? We see the pound futures trying to continue and I like boxing in volume because however we break from those types of boxes, especially when you have a lot of candles in there, the consolidation, you have to expect follow through without a doubt, right, folks? All right, I'm starting to calm down a little bit, getting back to normal. It's been a long time since we've seen this kind of mayhem, right? Maybe when Lehman got crunched. All right, let me flip out of this zone and see if I can find some blurbs on your Prime Minister. So many Brits in the show as well, and I know probably you all even have to be more in shock than me. I mean, I'm sure Guy must be in shock a little bit. But again, I didn't really bother too much to look at things earlier. I just, you know, I saw, what was that? When I last looked was ESs were up a bunch. And I made a comment saying, the market knows that they're not going to leave. And Michael K says he likes 94.60 to short DAX. Where are we now? We're back to 94.40. And let's see if we get an inflection point at this 30-minute rip higher. I'm not trading DAX, but if I was, I would have been very tempted to pull off a short right there at 94 half, 94.40. Very tempted. This is the fifth candle. We're going into the fifth candle now. This is the fourth. We're going into the sixth candle of this 5 minute. This is the fifth. And sometimes they get a little ahead of themselves. We'll see. Look at that. Back to 9,400 already. Boom. And it's, there we go. We're through 9,400, 93. I know it's really small, folks. I'm sorry if you're on laptops. It's just the nature of what's happening. All about 9,400 now with DAX. And you see ESs have flipped back as well. That's what I was headed towards. We all about in here now on ESs. This area needs to become support at, what's that, 2018. And we're right there, 2020. And then, of course, this line's going to be critical as well. And these are my moving averages. If you're new to the show, I like the 10 EMA, the light green, the 20 SMA, the dark green, the 50 SMA, and the 200 SMA. They tend to tell a story and at least clarify direction, if anything. And now you see how the 10 and the 20 are starting to slope higher. Um, and, the bigs are defending. They have no choice, right? They're underwater all the way back to, March. But again, this is just Europe. And when North America comes in, we could see a whole nother layer of selling. What happened, Michael? Oh my God, Cameron resigns? Holy cow, what happened? Let's go to this. If I freeze again, folks, you'll know what happened. Just come back to the show. Let me go back to pound futures. Unbelievable. Thank you all for keeping me in touch. It's one thing we love about London Calling. It is a group session. We all chip in and make the show great. Holy cow. I guess he wasn't expecting it either, huh? The pound doesn't seem to care that much. I don't know, this must be frozen. Well, actually not. Maybe it is frozen. It's not moving at all. Let's go down in time here. All right, that's it. Bye-bye, pound. I'm kind of surprised it's holding, huh, John? Andrew says not frozen, it's holding. Article 50 will be activated by the next Prime Minister, says Gareth. Wild. 3 months' time he's leaving. He's not on some faraway island. Gone. October, thank you, Gareth, is when he plans on leaving office. Holy guacamole. You guys are awesome. I don't even see this on my feed here, but it may be frozen too. Prime Minister Cameron says he wants to assure markets investors that UK economy is fundamentally strong. Cha. He's going to move to Mallorca, says Ian, and collect his pension for life. Yeah, you know what? He's just washing his hands of this mess. He doesn't want to have to do the dirty work that's going to happen next, right? Wow. Looks like the pound's saying good riddance to him. And Robert's saying, so Prime Minister Boris versus POTUS Trump by Christmas? Wow, can you imagine that? That's spooky stuff. I'm moving to Mallorca too then. I got a cough, folks. Hold on. I'm going to stay on, though. We're not going to leave. Hold on. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging around and coming back. This has been kind of a hairy night. I'm having some connectivity issues with all of this price action, I guess. I don't know. I usually don't have problems like that. I was having internet problems earlier, though, and I may have just pushed the limit a little too far. Okay, so DAX trying to consolidate right at 94.40, 94.5. Be very careful, though. It's 3:30, and a lot of times this first 30 minutes can be reversed. But we are above the half now, so be careful. And that's not a misprint. The Nikkei is down 8%. DAX right with it, down 8%. and our ES has come back some, only down 3.7%. We were down as low as 2,000 earlier, right? Eventually, we will take a break. Look at that. Volume came in on that announcement, and now pound's moving higher. Who'd have guessed it? Who'd thunk it? Prime Minister's leaving. Currency's happy. Go. And Michael says he's long DAX and SPX. Welcome, Michael Hanscomb. I didn't think you were going to be trading today, my friend. And Nilesh says hopefully the party will re-elect him as the leader. It's going to be interesting, huh? To say the least. John says not likely. And ES says, what are you shooting for, Michael? What's your target? Look at crude back on the upside. This big volume spike, though, could be problematic up to 48.5 where the aggressive selling came in. I'm going to go to sleep in about an hour and pretend like nothing happened. Load my SOCOM 308 and get my magazines ready. And you can see how critical this area was. 200-day moving average, downward sloping trend line. And now we're starting to get a nice grind higher. Big money is caught, and they're defending now. And Michael's calling this the short covering wave at the moment. And John says he likes them better than the alternatives, but it's never going to happen. Kelly says a few hundred pips move in a few minutes is the new norm for the pound. Well, you know, you have to figure you have this ginormous trading range that's been set up, right? So plays between the fibs now are going to be pretty juicy, to say the least. And if I had to trade, I mean, that's what I'd be thinking. As we're stretching towards the 38%. 139. And so far, the midpoint between 38 and 23% is holding at 38. And kudos to Beth. Is she here tonight? She stayed. I wonder if she stayed in her. I don't see her. She was short markets and long bonds. And she is my hero. She's still in that. Because it was not easy to stay with that idea. Especially going into Brexit with risk moving higher and dollar getting pummeled, right? With the Fed promising rate hikes before the end of the year. When, who knows, but it really wasn't set up for lower. And then we get the bombshell, right? The boomshell. She still has her bond position going. That's great. Good for her. She's not trading today. That's smart. She's going to be loving that for a while. All right, dollar yen. I was surprised Karada didn't retire today as well. He's got to be pulling his hair out by now, huh? I mean, this is a monthly of the dollar yen. Go back to the beginning of 2013 when the cat was well out of the bag by then. They were screaming about how Abe and Karada have come together. I remember Kevin Ferry on with Blake saying how that, dynamics have really changed, and those who had been, trying to buy dips, getting hurt every time forever, will now potentially be rewarded. And sure enough, well, boom. And we fibbed out that move, and we're right back to that 50 back now at 100. And next area to watch would be 618 around 95, just below it. You want to take a look at the long bonds, says John? Sure, we got that. I can do that. They're flying. We looked at the 10-year earlier on. Ripping flight to safety. Look at this. This is a 5-minute, folks. This is one of the most incredible days you'll ever see in the 10 years history. Kaboom. Kaboom, boom, boom, boom. Where to next? The sky's the limit, right? If we break above 134, this looks like a ginormous cup. Uh-oh, now they just figured it out. You guys knew it weeks before my computer figured it out. I'm in Hawaii, so the coconut telegraph, it takes a bit to get here. Michael says he's already fibbed out the current daily candle for levels of interest in DAX futures and ESs. Exactly. He's looking to play between the fibs. Everybody knows what that means, right? Play between the fibs. Allison in the house. Welcome. Melbourne, Australia. Aloha. She said, I saw a good part of the drop. Today I had 3 drop out with the internet, with brokerage accounts. Scary trading when the internet drops out. Had to get out of all trades and went for a walk after walk and then continued trading. Yeah, I don't usually have trouble with the internet, especially my platforms. It's only when I'm in the broadcasting, because it's just a lot of data moving through voice, where I'm uploading my voice as well. So asking a lot from the system. So I'm very sorry about the problems, though, at the Open of Europe. And Alex as well is in Melbourne. We have 2 Melbourne traders in here. Awesome. Great to see you all. And Robert is in Melbourne as well. 3 Melbourne traders from Australia now. Holy cow, that is such a good day. Awesome. So good to see you all. Welcome to the show. All right, let's go back to the cable. 137, folks. I'm just shocked. I mean, is this really happening? That's what I'm thinking right now. Is this really happening? And we've moved from 132 and a quarter all the way to 137 half. Kudos to whoever's long. Trail, please, folks. Do trail today. If you got to trade, trail and then try again. And Kelly says, watch out for downgrades coming for the UK's AAA ratings. Anybody care about those people anymore? Those rating agencies? What a bunch of goofs. They're going to wait to downgrade. Um, they're going to wait for the pound to get to 125 before they downgrade. Right? When it bottoms out. Good point, Kelly, though. Thank you. Well said. All right. I guess I should take a break. I've gone about an hour and 10 minutes with the little debacle while I was scrambling to get back in. And again, very sorry. I'm glad I was able to get back in. And look at the euro defending 110. In a very similar manner. Now we're at 111. I remember 111 being a very key level in the past. Let's see. Kelly says, do you think the pound will bottom out at 125? I have no idea. It's all how everything's handled, and you just have to watch the price action. It all starts with the butterfly wings. You catch it right on a 30-minute, and who knows, it could end up being, a rip from 125 to 135 before they continue selling it again. But who knows? That's way down the road. The loonie, Nilesh, as long as that crude, which has rolled over nicely, continues, then maybe we'll see the CAD follow suit. As what are we at now? We're above 130, so that's a key psychological level for the dollar Canadian, and we could see that continue higher with crude. But crude has recovered as well, hasn't it? And it really, gold and 1300 is everything, right? Gold and 1300. Look at the euro, how we're right back to this. And this is what I was thinking, that 111 is key resistance, folks. I'll show you again on that daily real quick. See right there? This area is going to be problematic for higher. This whole zone up to 111.30 or so on the euro. And yeah, the dollar CAD through 130. But you see how we're making a double top here in this downtrend? This is when double tops hold. So I'd be real careful. I wouldn't be looking to enter long now. You had to have gotten it right before the news. Look where they had it positioned. Looked really scary to be long here, didn't it? Looked like it was dollar CAD was going to give out again, but no. That's the hardest thing about trading, folks, is they put price in the most difficult places before huge events, right? And then you have to almost gamble to for the UK, right, Michael, that we're talking about, quarter point rate cut in November for the UK. And Michael says it's how they fuel their fire. Totally, exactly. You have traders positioned above, and they know they're going to take it lower, but the more that they can fish it higher to get entries and lots, whatever, from those that are getting squeezed out, the bigger they can be, right, Michael? All right, everybody, quick break, and I'll be back. I'll tell you, I could easily have gone 2 hours straight. This is so exciting, and it's so good to see such a great crowd. 3 people from one city in Australia in here. Wow, who would have thought? And